See, I've conquered the wasteland. What haven't I done in a while? News. Howdy, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time some Doctor News. News from in and around the universe that, well, I haven't done it over about a month. It feels like a month. It's just there's not been a lot of news going on out there. You got to remember, other than the lockdowns, which have been announced daily on Twitter, what would be the point? It's like, so I've been kind of busy just basically playing Fallout till my brain exploded on it. I've already finished everything all the way up to the latest DLC, which was Nuka World. Plus, I've even thrown in a couple mods here and there, like America Rising, and I also did this one called the Machine and Her, which were all good add-on quests, but the problem is at the end of the day, you gotta let it go sooner or later, That character is gone, that character is gone as far as it can really go, especially when you've gone over level 100. Like, what's the point after that? But that's a whole nother arena. Let's talk about what we do have on Doctor News. First off, we got past and present Doctor Who stars unite for the BBC charity show. Now, 10 Doctor Who actors from the past 46 years of the program's history said thank you to real doctors and other NHS staff on a star-studded BBC fundraising telethon, which aired. Matter of fact, it airs. Yeah, it aired today. Now, if you want to see the video itself, matter of fact, it starred current Doctor Jodie Whittaker, Joe Martin, Peter Capaldi, P.M. Matt Smith, David Tennant, Paul McGann, Sylvester McCoy, Colin Baker, Tom Baker, and they all featured in a recorded message thanking the frontline staff for their work during this big pandemic that's going on. Matter of fact, things are crazy. From what I've heard, I may not even go back to work till like May 18th. Originally it was May 4th. That's still on the board as far as I know, but now there's word saying it could go all the way to the end of May. But like I said, I'll let you know when I find out. It's going to be weird going back to work after all this. How many of you folks out there, been sitting on your duffs doing this kind of stuff while, this has been going on? Let me know in the comment box. Here we go. The recording, it was broadcast for the weekly Clap for Carers, which, it's already happened. But you didn't miss out on it because somebody, guess what? It's up on YouTube. So if you want to watch the doctors say thank you thing right here, it's all these nifty little clips and then it goes into a windowed mode. Is it just me or David Tennant look like he's got the sad eyes going on? Like he almost looks like an animated character here. I hate to say that, but he does. It's just me. Am I going crazy? And then Matt Smith, broadcasting live from Parent Karen's pool house. And there's Peter Capaldi, of course, looking awesome as he always does. The floof is coming back steadily. So if you want to go watch this, I will leave a link for you in the description box. I do remember how to do that, I hope. All right. Now, Emily Cook has already announced the next one for tomorrow, so if you're seeing this, well, probably tonight, then you'll know that tomorrow's big lockdown tweet thing will be Human Nature at 7 p.m., Family of Blood at 8 p.m. I'm assuming that's UK time, so that'd be like 2 and 3 p.m. Eastern time, respectively. So this is the person to watch out for right here. This is the account to look for. I'll leave you a link to this account or in this tweet, so that way you can go find this person and say, hey, I want to get in on this stuff, because they've been doing a lot of these. All right, moving forward. Jodie Whittaker is going to be teaching homeschooling lessons. That's right. On Monday, April 20th, this has already happened, we'll launch a special edition of its education service, Bite Size Daily, for children who are out of school due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Bite Size will offer daily lessons on all core subjects, tailored for every age group from year 1 to year 10. Now, Doctor Who's already featured in this bite-sized lesson thing in Doctor Who Guide to Earth History. Now, along with Jodie Whittaker's lessons, Brian Cox will explain the mysteries of the universe. One Direction, Who Gives a Damn Singer, Liam Payne will teach reading skills, and football star Sergio Aguero, and I'm sorry if I butchered your name, will teach Spanish. Kind of nice, she's taking advantage of this time, to still interact with the public and help, with children in this way. All right, Series 12, new set design and location information now. In an interview with SFX Magazine, production designer David Schirmer, and I think I'm pronouncing it right, revealed new details about the set building and location filming on Series 12. Now remember, he expanded on former production designer R. Wynne Jones' TARDIS design. He moved the walls back, added stairs and doorway, but what they're not mentioning is they've also added, if you notice at the top above the time rotor now, there's this other crystal coming down. That was his addition to the set. A terrarium fogger for pet reptiles was used to create the steam screen for the 13th Doctor's TARDIS console. What the heck is that? Cool. Okay, so I know coming up the ranks that if you put a big black blob of a monitor right in the center, and it could look not that nice, so I started playing with smoke screens so we don't have a solid screen in vision all the time. Shermer explained. So lots of nifty stuff going on right there, like the Kasavan realm, seen in Spyfall, was made from ducting, which was crumpled, sprayed with expanding foam, and painted black. So I love it when they give you these little tips. You know, on how they actually did stuff. I love stuff like this, learning, behind the scenes stuff like that. Because when I was growing up, I was scared to death of zombie movies. I really was, like Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, all those. But when I learned how they make them, that's when the fear really broke as I got older. So it's kind of nice to learn all this kind of stuff. It doesn't really take away from the magic. It just gives you a whole new level of, okay, how did they do that? All right, news story by Joy Wilkinson has been out there for a bit. Also, you got to remember, there's other ones out there, like by Moffat, the Umpty one that I already told you about. This is going to be another one of those short stories out there if you want to go read it, involving the 13th Doctor. And this is The Simple Things. Boo boo, look, there's Bradley Walsh. So obviously that Graham guy's in it. Now, as you all know, this past Sunday, the Farewell Sarah Jane minisode was released, which was written by Russell T. Davies. And I don't want to sound mean, I don't want to sound evil, but where was it 9 years ago? But at the same time, there was a lot of triumph. They did have a huge tribute out back then, what am I saying? They put it out during the one series. But I would have loved to have seen this episode actually made. But at the same time, like I said, a lot of people have been jumping on me because I said it should have been narrated by Tom Baker, which is the truth. I know there were probably limitations on who they could reach. But someone said, well, what if it was because Tom Baker was in isolation? Tom Baker has a studio in his own home. Tom Baker should have narrated this. And like I said, I'm nothing against Dudman, but so call me an ageist old bastard, but I'm sorry. Tom Baker should have narrated this. But still, it was a magic and leveling tribute by all those who were involved. His narration was pretty good, but like I said, Tom Baker should have narrated this. Okay. And if that don't add enough to your feels, here was Sadie Miller's contribution, Liz Sladen's daughter. Also had her little bit here if you want to go check this out over on YouTube. And the Lost Stories Return of the Cybermen. A lot of people are like, what the hell is this? This was originally, I believe, the script that eventually became Revenge of the Cybermen. And it says right here, they've announced details for their forthcoming Lost Stories release, Return of the Cybermen, and it's going to be released in January 2021. The unmade story was written by Jerry Davis for the Fourth Doctor's first season, but after a heavy rewriting by script editor Robert Holmes, it eventually transformed into Revenge of the Cybermen. Now, realized in its original form, the story will star Tom Baker reprising his role as the Fourth Doctor with his faithful companions Sarah and Harry. Now, with both actors sadly no longer with us, the characters needed to be recast. The role of Sarah will be played by her daughter, Sadie Miller. The third of the trio, Harry, will be played by Christopher Naylor. Now, I don't know much about Chris Naylor. Like I said, I always give people a chance because a lot of people went crazy when they recast the third Doctor with Tim Treloar. And I'm like, he nails the character to a T. And even though John Pertwee is no longer with us, it's nice to know the character of the third Doctor has still continued on, with this person. It's, the third Doctor is still with us, even though being portrayed by somebody else. Give him a chance. By the time you're a few stories in, he has nailed a lot of Pertwee's mannerisms. And it's just beautiful work he does. Same thing with the fellow who replaced Michael Craze as Ben Jackson. And sadly, I think he said he was going to be no longer doing any of those because he felt like he doesn't want his time in the role to overshadow, Michael Craze's original run. And I'm sorry if your name's blanking on me because I interviewed the fella. I'll go look it up. I'll put a link to it in the description box if I can remember. I'm deeply sorry because this was a really kind chap. He gave us a lovely interview a while back. Okay, and that's all I had for the day. Once again, the channel's not dead. The channel's not dying. I simply just wanted to take some time away. I literally did. I stepped away from everything for these last few weeks just to, really escape what's going on, I guess, out in the real world. Listen, I'm still here. I'm going to try to start doing some more news videos here and there. A lot of people seem to think the channel is gone. No, it's not. I'm still here. It's just, I had to take a break. Every now and then you got to step back, take a deep breath, and wonder, okay, how can I keep going forward? I've been considering getting a Patreon account. I really have, because I wouldn't mind starting to actually do paid promotions for these videos. If you folks think that's a good idea, please say so in the comment box. The problem is I don't have any exclusive content to sell you. Other than I don't like charging people for a news service that, I'm doing this for the joy of it mainly. But at the same time, I want to reach a bigger audience. And I guess the only way to do that is I'm going to have to expand one way or the other. Plus, if there is, if it does happen, a lot of that money will also get put aside because I want to start having guest stars in on the audio plays. And I know a lot of people aren't into the audio plays. I was really hoping to have Murder on the Chautauqua up by now and started and going, but it's just, I rewrote a whole bunch of the central part of it. And like I said, I want to make sure that it flows perfectly. I want to make sure that it goes great. And I'm just a diehard perfectionist. So it will start soon, especially now that I've run out of Fallout. Okay, so take care. Have a good one. See you on the flip side. We're still here, kids. Have a good night.